Hi, I'm Lucy from Sew Essential, and today I'm sharing a roundup of the latest McCall's Pattern Company release with beautiful fabrics that I think would work really well with them. Let's get started. So the first one I want to share is McCall's 8525. It's a Brandy Joan design. She's one of the indie designers they've brought on board fairly recently, and she's designed this very cute, sort of very vintage looking dress. It looks like it'd be a relatively simple sew. It's got a fitted bodice, it's got gathers at the shoulder seam, a short sleeve with gathers at the sleeve head, and also gathers at the hem of the sleeve, which is then finished with what looks like a narrow cuff. There's a waist seam, and it's got a button down front, and then the skirt looks like it's a midi length, and it's a gentle sort of flared skirt. At the back, the skirt's got a centre back seam. There must be a zip on the side, I would imagine. Oh no, it's button down front, isn't it? So there's no zip. And then on the back bodice, you've got waist darts for a bit of shape. And then it's got a lovely sort of roll over collar. It's a V-neck at the front. It's almost like Shelby vibes. If you know the True Buyer Shelby dress, almost that sort of vibe. And I find these sorts of dresses really, really easy to wear for day wear. Looks like it would be a good simple sew. It runs up to a size 24, which is a 46 bust, 39 waist and 48 hip. If there are any additional sizes in these patterns, they will all be on our website, so you can buy the patterns and the fabrics I'm sharing today on our website, and I'll put links to those below for you. But the fabric I chose for that is designed for woven fabrics like challis and cotton blends and crepes and things like that. I chose this beautiful viscose lawn that we've had in fairly recently. It's got a lovely silky soft handle. It's a nice weight. It's not an overly flimsy viscose. It's got a good weight to it, and I think it would be perfect for that dress. And then you could just do a contrast collar, or you could sew the collar in the same fabric if you wanted to, but yeah, that would make a really pretty dress. I've picked out some dresses first, but there are some separates later in the video, so stay tuned for those if you're not a dress person. The next one is McCall's 8528, and we actually had a customer getting in touch with us saying, have you got this pattern yet in the UK? I really want to buy it, and I can see why. She did get it. Hello if you're out there anywhere, thanks for the order, and thanks for coming to us. But it's a really cool, really quirky, really clever pattern, and it's a sort of twist on the classic wrap dress. It's almost like a suit dress or a blazer dress, so it is a wrap, but the wrap is, rather than being a tie, it's a piece that comes across the front, and I think it's probably fastened with some sort of buckle. Does it say notions? Yeah, a rectangle ring, yeah, and a sew on snap. So it's fastened with like a buckle, like a ring. And then it's got an optional patch pocket on the front, an optional pocket on the bodice. You can make a sleeveless version. It's got a collar with a lapel. So it's a very smart looking dress, but just really quirky in its design, as I say. And yeah, different options that you can sew up. It's got bust darts to give you a nice shape. Looks like it's got a fish darts on the front as well. So it's quite a fitted design. It runs up to a size 26, which is a 48 bust, 41 waist and a 50 hip, and we have the absolute perfect fabric for it. We've got this, I think it's a viscose mix. All the details are on the website, so do check out the links below, but it's got the most silky soft beautiful handle to it, and it's a lovely weight. It's a great weight for this time of year. It's you know, it's not a lightweight fabric. It feels like it would be quite warm, and it's just got this very subtle, very classic pinstripe on it, and it's a lovely sort of bluey grey colour, and I think that would work absolutely perfectly for that dress. So that was my choice for that one. The next pattern is McCall's 8529. This is a very sort of Chanel inspired dress, I would say. They've made it up in a tweedy sort of fabric on the pattern packet. It's just a very simple sort of shift dress shape. It's got a crew neckline. It's just above the knee, I say it would finish. It's got fish darts at the front and bust darts, so you can get a nice shape on it. It's got optional patch pockets on the front. front. You can go for long sleeves or short sleeves. You've got fish darts at the back to give you a nice shape there. Just think it would be a lovely classic dress that you would be able to go to time and time again if you wanted to look, you know, fairly formal. It runs up to a size 22, which is a 44 bust, 37 waist and a 46 hip. And the fabric I chose for that one is this. I think this is a wool blend. Again, you just check the descriptions on the website. But I thought that would be perfect for a dress like that. It's just very muted, understated colours and a simple check. And I thought it would work really, really well. And it's got some lovely little ideas for trims on it as well. It looks like they've created a trim out of the fabric they've made the dress in. So you could do that as well, have a bit of fun there. And the next pattern I wanted to share is McCall's 8532. So this is a great jacket pattern. I think this would be a huge amount of fun to make. Probably a slightly more challenging make for somebody with a bit more experience or somebody who's, you know, confident at having a go at things. It's got a zip front, and then it's also got a storm flap that comes over and fastens with snaps. We do all the snaps and all the hardware on our website as well, so if you ever need any of that, we've got a great range of all those things, so do jump on and check out our website. It's got a yoke at the front and optional sort of quite big patch pockets on the front as well. It's got a drawstring round the hem as well, and then it's got this lovely sort of high funnel neck collar on it, which I really like. I think there is an option, yeah, you can put a hood on it as well. You can go for a sleeveless version. It's got a yoke across the back and a centre back seam. So yeah, it's just a nice project to really get your teeth into this one. And this one runs up to a 26 as well. As I say, all the sizes, and the prices are on the website. And this one can be made up in cotton blends, denims, nylons, twills, that sort of thing. We've got our lovely Sevenberry twill fabric, cotton twill fabric. It's not a waterproof one, but it is a nice weight and it would make a nice jacket. And that comes in a wide range of colours. But then we've also got some nice denims on the site which would work well as well, so you could make it up in one of those. Next, I wanted to share McCall's 8531. So these are very on trend at the moment. They're a hipster jean with a wide flare and then optional cargo pockets. Also optional pockets on the front as well, belt loops, fly front zip and a button fastening at the front, patch pockets on the back. So again, another sort of project to really get your teeth into, designed for things like chinos, corduroys, denims, twills. So again, you could make those up in the twill, or one of our lovely denims would work well. One of them in particular I think would be quite nice for trousers, as long as they're not a trouser that requires a really sort of stable denim, because this has actually got a bit of stretch in it. It's got tencel in it. And it's got a bit of stretch in it, but it makes it quite soft, and I think it'd be quite comfortable to wear. So I'll pop a link to that below, but I think that would be a great one for trousers that don't require an overly stable denim. And that could work again for McCall's 8527, which is another trouser pattern. This one's more of a straight leg. It's got a fly front zip again. It's got a waistband with a concealed button. I assume there's a button on there. Sort of a straight leg with turn-ups at the bottom. But the thing about this pattern is it's a Palmer and Pletch pattern, and it's got the tissue fitting method included with it. So often a lot of you say like, oh, I really need to have a go at trying to make some trousers. This could be a really great place to start, because they're giving you all the advice on the fitting with this pattern. And I would also at this point recommend their fitting books, which we stock on our website. The Complete Guide to Fitting, it doesn't cover trousers, I don't think, from memory, but it covers everything else, and it's the fitting book that I've always used, and it's helped me learn everything I know. And by no means am I an expert, but I've certainly got to the point where I'm really confident what I need to do to get a good fit with my sewing and my patterns. So I'll pop a link to that below for you as well. But yeah, this trouser pattern runs up to a size 26 again, so a 41 waist and a 50 hip. And again, it would work with the cotton twills or the denims, would work well for that. And then yeah, you've got this added bonus of like the advice, the fit instructions for waist and hip width, crotch depth and length, and low seat stitching lines. So it gives you information around those common fit adjustments that you might need to make. And my advice would be, you know, just go for it, just have a go, make a toile if you're worried about whether you're going to get it right, you know, just make a practice run in some cheap fabric first to work out what you need to do. But it's one of those things that, you know, once you have a go, you learn so much. And, you know, great time of year to be doing that really, when we're in the depths of winter and there's probably lots of days that you are at home. It's kind of nice to get your teeth into a more challenging project at this time of year. I think in the summer I want to whip dresses out nice and quickly so I can spend lots of time outside, but this time of year I'm so glad to be into my sewing. And then finally, bit of a wild card, but McCall's 8533. It's a crop jacket with a really big fold back collar on it. And it's sewn up in lots of strips of fabric. There's lots and lots of seam lines all over it. So on the pattern packet, they've made a very bold monochrome version, which personally I probably wouldn't wear that, but I know loads of people who would look amazing in it. I would probably go for a more understated version in a denim. I thought would work really well, because you would still get those lovely seam lines. There would still be something interesting there about the jacket. You've still got that lovely big collar, but it's not so sort of bold as having the contrast colours. But you know, you might want to go for it and do the contrast colours and make a real statement. There is an option for a longer length jacket as well, so it hasn't got to be cropped. You can make a longer, more traditional length jacket with that one as well, and that also runs up to a size 26. So you can find all of them on our website. Do jump on, check out the fabrics, check out the patterns, email us with any queries. We're always here to help. I hope you enjoyed it today. If you did, sign up for our newsletter for a weekly dose of sewing inspiration straight to your inbox. And also please like and subscribe, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time.